Hi all, in this video we will try to talk about the month of April 2022. It's a very crucial month for the whole world. Please do watch this video in the full screen mode so that you can see the horoscope completely, even the nakshatra names and everything you can see. Now, why April is going to be a very crucial month astrologically? So first of all, the 4th April stuff, 4th April 2022, the Saturn-Mars 28-degree conjunction in the sign of Capricorn. You can watch the videos related to that in the same in our YouTube channel here. So there's multiple videos made on this particular stuff. The 4th April 2022 is going to be a very frictional day for the whole world, as we discussed. So apart from that, what are the things that we can expect? So the first thing is, in the month of April, all the 9 planets are going to change their signs. So let us assume in a college there are 9 lecturers, and every month 2 or 3 lecturers change their positions or go to some places. But in a particular month, if you see, all the 9 lecturers are leaving the college and they're changing their places. So why they are doing it? So there must be a reason, right? So it's going to be a kind of, it's a frictional thing totally, because all the 9 people are doing it at a time in a particular month. So that is April. If you understand, of course, see the planets Mercury, Moon, Venus, Mars, they change signs very frequently. The sun changes sign every month, moon changes sign every 2.5 days once. So like that, you can expect planets Mars, Venus, Mercury, Moon, Sun, they change signs very frequently. But if you observe the 4 planets, Rahu, Ketu, Jupiter and Saturn, these change signs very infrequently. Like Rahu stays in a sign for 1.5 years, and Ketu also, because Rahu and Ketu always they appear in pairs and 180 degrees apart every time. And Jupiter stays in a sign for a year. Saturn stays in a sign for 2.5 years. So these 4 planets, they don't change signs very frequently, right? Now you can see by some 8th April, you can see there are changes here. Mercury is going to Aries, and then Mars is changing its sign from Capricorn to Aquarius. And if you increase the date, you can find Sun is going to Aries, right? Even Jupiter is going from Aquarius to Pisces, and even Rahu changing its sign from Taurus to Aries. Ketu is changing its sign from Scorpio to Libra. And now if you see, by the end of April, you can also find the Saturn is changing its sign from Capricorn to Aquarius. Venus, of course, is changing its sign. So these are the things happening. So leave about the other planets, but we need to focus on the important planets, the 4 important planets, Rahu, Ketu, Jupiter and Saturn. Rahu is changing its sign from Taurus to Aries. So Taurus is sign of exaltation for Rahu. Very happy. Now it is changing its sign to Aries. Now it may not be very much happier, but it's going to be a kind of frictional environment. It's leading to some kind of frictional environment, because Aries is the sign of Mars, and Rahu is a kind of expansion. Aries is also the sign of war also. And coincidentally, you can also find very much similarly, you can find now war is happening around the world, and Rahu is entering in Aries. So it's a kind of creating more frictional environment with respect to Rahu, you can understand. Even Ketu is changing its sign to Libra. Libra is a sign of relationships for the whole world. So relationship energy, is complete relationship energy is in Libra, and Ketu is entering there, and you can expect there are some kind of problems in the relationships among the countries. So that's what it is showing very clearly. And Jupiter is entering in Pisces. Pisces is a sign of sacrifice because it is a last sign, the 12th sign in the Kalapurush Kundali. So obviously Jupiter entering into Pisces is indicating people will be more inclined towards the sacrifices, the religious sacrifices like homas, yagnas and all this stuff. People will start believing in God more now, right? So that is one thing, Jupiter entering in Pisces world. And now Saturn is entering in Aquarius, which is something like, Aquarius is a sign of advancements, is a sign of technology. It's a Mula Trikona house of Saturn, right? Saturn's duty is karma. Saturn is the he is the leader. He's the prime leader of karma, right? He is going to, because he is the lord of the 10th house also, Capricorn in the Kalapurush Kundali. Capricorn is the 10th house and Saturn is the owner of it. So obviously Saturn entering into the Mula Trikona house, that is Aquarius, is very much important here. So Saturn is going to work on the technology stuff. So people even find a very great technological things in the society. So technology is going to play a very vital role in the society. So people talk more about technology and all this stuff. So that's what Saturn is going to do. And Saturn, the Aquarius sign is it's a Mula Trikona house. Mula Trikona house means the duty performing house for Saturn. So what are the duties of Saturn basically? Saturn gives the world a kind of discipline, right? Saturn tries to give improvements in the technology. Saturn also gives justice to the work you have done so far, right? Those are the duties of Saturn. That's the fundamental behavior of Saturn. So Saturn here acts like a judge also. So he is going to check what you have done so far in your life, or what the rulers, especially here in the mundane astrology, in predicting the world events, we say Saturn is really going to check the rulers' behavior. So what the rulers have done so far in their career or in their term or whatever you say, right? So based on that, Saturn is going to give results. It's the results time kind of thing, right? So as Capricorn is a kind of examination time, and Saturn is the Aquarius is a kind of results time, right? So Aquarius is the natural sign of gains, you can say. Now obviously you can see the Pakistani Prime Minister is getting some impact, and just before Saturn is entering into Aquarius, it started giving results even, right? Just like Saturn in Shravana, how Saturn Saturn in Shravana, it checks more, like it checks the rulers more, it observes more, and also if there is any result to give, it is going to give very quickly in Shravana. It's something like assassination and all this stuff. Saturn in Shravana. You can also see the video we made, Saturn in Shravana, in the same YouTube channel. Based on the world history, that video was made, and it was very interesting. So it was based on Bruhat Samhita, that video, Saturn in Shravana Nakshatra, for predicting the world events. Now this Saturn in Aquarius also has the similar qualities. It's kind of giving some punishments to the world rulers. It's the judgment time kind of thing. So obviously you can see the Ukraine president is getting affected, and also the Pakistani president is getting affected. You see, so many rulers are getting affected during this time. So April is the month, where almost all the rulers of the world are going to get April 2022, especially because Saturn is in Aquarius in this April 2022, right? So this April 2022 is a month where almost all the rulers in the world are going to get their results for their work. Based on their karma, it can be, and based on the karma of the country, something like if the country is full of corruption, if a particular country is full of bad people, full of lazy people, so just imagine it's going to be that kind of, such a country is going to be punished a lot. Let us say a country is just doing a kind of show off in the military, but they don't have actual strong military, and they don't have enough weaponry. Just imagine how much sufferings they may experience, right, in the month of April. So it's going to be a very crucial month for the rulers, especially because they are going to get a lot of punishments. So some rulers may, they have a lot of tensions. Actually, the rulers may have a lot of tensions. They cannot even imagine also, because the environment is going to be very much frictional, right? Because all the 9 planets are changing signs, and especially the 4 important planets are changing signs, and even Jupiter is in Pisces, its own sign, right? It may not be a Mula Trikona house for Jupiter, but it is the own house of Jupiter, and it's going to it's going to be very much religious, and also it's going to follow a kind of dharma also, right? So obviously rulers will be punished if they are bad, and they will be rewarded if they are very good, and if they are very much systematic, committed, so they are going to be rewarded during this time, April. And another important thing that we can also see here is the 24th April. During 24th April around, you can find almost 8 planets, right? Jupiter is under pressure that time. You can see Jupiter is under pressure because the left side of Jupiter you can find Mars, the right side of Jupiter you can find Rahu, right? So there Jupiter of course is under pressure, so the world finances are going to be very much under pressure. That's, you can say, because Jupiter is world finances, world banking system, whatever, the literature stuff, even the judges and lawyers, they come in, they come under Jupiter's energy. All of them are going to be very much pressurized. That's one thing. And in 120 degrees area of sky, if you observe, that is from Capricorn to Aries, the 120 degrees area is filled up with 8 planets completely. And of course this is a kind of seed, this is acting as a seed for end of Kaliyuga that's going to happen in 2025 most probably, right? So it is acting as a seed for that. So now you are seeing all the 8 planets in the span of 120 degrees now in 2022, and if you see the same thing in 2023, it will be lesser than 120 degrees. It's around, you can find it around 90 degrees. Around in 90 degrees you can find all these 8 planets, the same 8 planets. And if you see the same thing in 2024, right, so that's going to be even more lesser than 90 degrees. In the around 70 degrees or 80 degrees of sky area you can find 8 planets. So in 2025 you can find all the 8 planets in the span of 55 degrees or some lesser degrees, right? So very much lesser degrees in that area itself you can find all the 8 planets. So, and that too, the signs involved are going to be in 2025, though they are going to be Aquarius, Pisces and Aries, right? Almost in the span of 70 degrees, 70 or 60, something like that. I already made a video in the same YouTube channel based on that, why people are thinking 2024, 2025 transition would be the end of Kaliyuga, right? So that's one thing. End of Kaliyuga is, of course, is going to start a new cycle for the world from 2026 onwards. So from 2026 onwards you can find almost something new in the world, right? So of course population growth would be reduced by that time. So those things I already made a video anyways. So this is the thing that's going to happen in the month of April. So this is the results time for all the rulers. So any ruler is bad, most probably the ruler would be assassinated, or bad in the sense, bad ruler in the sense, an inefficient ruler is also a bad ruler, right? Because a ruler must be very much efficient, right? And he should also be very confident. So all these things, ideal ruler qualities, you can say. Nobody can be ideal, but you can see at least some proximity. So thereby all the rulers which are bad or inefficient, or based on their karmic cycles, they are going to be killed or assassinated, or whatever term you can use here, or they will be thrown out of their kingdom, you can say, or they will be thrown out of their country. So this kind of things are you can clearly see. So there are majorly three things are happening in the month of April. One is the 4th April stuff, which is the very frictional day. 4th April, 5th April is going to be, it's a very rare thing. That's one. 4th April, 5th April, a very rare energy, right? Rare war energy, you can say. And then the 9 planets changing their signs, going to be completely frictional, and world rulers. So because they have to see, some countries they don't even prepare for a war, but still they do a lot of show off, that they can they can do anything in any kind of war. Such kind of imaginary things are going to punish countries. So they have to become very much practical. If they are really not efficient, they have to accept that, and they have to be friends with the powerful countries. So better they plan it that way. So just thinking imaginarily, and just boasting about themselves, and doing a lot of impractical things may not be very good for the countries, because a country is nothing but its people, right? So people are going to be affected. So at least the rulers must open their eyes, and they have to quickly understand their efficiency, their capabilities, their military capabilities. If they are inefficient, better they try to take the help of other countries. Otherwise people would suffer a lot, right? Suffer a lot in the sense, countries would be occupied. That is the normal thing, because in the financial crisis all over the world, you can see a lot of financially countries are weakened now in this particular condition. They may want to expand their financial resources. So based on that, they will try to do some kind of wars and all this stuff, right? So this is what we can expect in the month of April. It's the most frictional month. I think it's the most frictional month, not only in 2022, it's even if you observe the history, it is going to be very much frictional even. So astrologically it is going to be very important month. That's what we can say. But thanks for watching this video.